The following program was paid for by Templar Real Estate. The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of the staff and management of WMTR. As always, it is advisable to consult a professional before making a major decision. It's time now for the Templar Real Estate Talk Show. Here's your host for the program, Joseph J. Zoppi.
Hello, welcome to the Templar Real Estate Talk Show. My name is Joseph J. Zoppi, a real estate investor, consumer advocate, author, and managing partner of Templar Real Estate Enterprises. You could reach us at templarcashforhouses.com. That's Templar cashforhouses.com. It's one word. Or you could call us at 973-315-7990. Again, that's 973-315-7990. And we could answer any questions you may have, or you could email us from our website. We could discuss any topics that you want to hear on the show, or any other questions you may have about real estate. My company is a real estate investment firm. We buy houses for cash. We purchase apartment buildings. We do joint ventures with other real estate investors. We loan money for rehabs and provide transactional or gap funding. We work with individuals that want to invest with us in single-family houses up to apartment buildings. We do not speculate. We're very protective of our money and our investors' money. I'm not a real estate agent. I have individuals on staff that are agents and that will sell your house through the traditional multiple listing service. We're also not a brokerage, okay? This show will go over everything there is about real estate and those things that impact real estate. We'll talk about our rehabs, some of our investments, what went well, what did not, and especially how we learned from it. We'll talk about the economy and interest rates, and we'll discuss the trends in real estate market. Real estate is one of your biggest investments, so it's important you know as much as possible about it. What I'm providing here is my opinion and my experiences. I ask everyone to do a lot of research, look on the internet, and make sure that you do a balanced analysis. As I always say, when you read an article or you read some information, it's not usually a neutral position. It's usually slanted towards one direction or the other. So make sure you double, triple check everything to ensure that you're getting as much as possible the accuracy. I was interviewed 2 weeks ago or a week ago and for U.S. News and World Report, and I had an article published where I was quoted in there, and that was on September 16th for reverse mortgages. With that being said, I had another one on September 20th called Reverse Mortgage Daily, and it had to do with things to consider before getting a reverse mortgage. So you could always see that. You could go on my website and you could see the different articles that I've been interviewed for. I've been interviewed for Forbes, Fox News, a number of other U.S. News and World Report. So I've been interviewed by a lot of different news organizations. I had a interview this week, we'll see if it's published, for commercial real estate and where it was before the pandemic and after the pandemic and what's going to happen in the future. And I'll talk a little bit about that later on. We want to say hello to one of my favorite listeners, Paulette. Hello, Paulette. Hopefully everything's going well for you. We're having a lot of private discussions. Everything we do is private, and we do not, give this information out. We're very, very protective of our clients and the information they give to us. Anything I discuss on the show is more towards what we've done or indirectly on some of the experiences we've had with some individuals we've worked with. But we're very, very protective of all the information that we receive from our potential clients or clients. If you need to sell your house quick, please give us a call. We could purchase it for cash. We could also list it with the multiple listing service, and we've been extremely successful with both of those. Sometimes you have a house, even this strong market, that really is going to have a challenge selling. That could be because of a lot of repairs that need to be done. You might not want an agent or one of our agents to come through the house and continually have strangers walking through and trying to keep your place neat and so on and so forth. So obviously we could just buy your house as is, and we accept everything in terms of the deficiencies with the house and all the problems associated with it. It's all on us. So you don't have to worry about getting COs, certificate of occupancies, and all those things that are associated with it. So it makes life considerably easier under certain circumstances, especially for inherited houses that you just have, you're not living in. Those houses that are we'll call hoarders houses, and those houses that just have some structural foundation issues, structural issues, things like that. Those types of houses will not be underwritten by regular mortgage companies. So the only really other alternative is either fix it yourself or sell it to a cash buyer. We're also looking for investment properties. If you have anything, please give us a call. We're always very interested and hungry for investment properties, especially larger investment properties, preferably 200 units or higher. We'll do smaller ones, but that's where we really like to stay, is 200 and above. But we'll do something as small as 20 units, sometimes even 10. So if you have anything, please give us a call. It doesn't matter where it's located. It doesn't matter the state, except for California and New York. So those are the two states right now we're really shying away from. But we love Pennsylvania, Ohio, Iowa, Texas we love, and throughout the United States. But we're staying away from California because of all the regulations, as well as New York. Also, if you know someone that needs to sell their house for cash or has an investment property, we will provide a finder's fee, a generous finder's fee, and just give us a call. Again, we'll be very private with your information, if you want us to be. So we have no problems with that. So I'm going to talk about a couple things that's happened over the past week. One of them had to do with a house that we were selling in New Milford. And, I've talked about it as the progress went from issues with fixing it all the way through contract. So we had the house listed at 539. It was extremely high. We priced it very, very high. So we knew that was excessive, but we did get someone that wanted to buy it at that price. Eventually, it fell through. The woman was a first-time home buyer, and she was scared off by the inspection report, which was really very minor. But because she was a first-time home buyer, she got scared. She expected that inspection report would have nothing on it. And as I always say, all inspection reports are going to have issues. A inspector is not going to say no, the house doesn't have any problems, because people are going to say, well, then you didn't do your job if you can't find any problems. So they'll find very little issues. Sometimes they'll find big problems. We always know that there's going to be some issues with our houses. They're not perfect. There is no house that's perfect. Even brand new built houses are not perfect, so there's always issues. And we could spend $100,000 on a rehab, and you could always still spend more money on a rehab for things that are not correct. And it's we have to balance out, what's good and what's bad, and how much we get the bang for the buck. So we had a few issues with this house, or things that we did not do. The garage didn't have a lock on it for the garage door. There was a door that was not a fire door, which should have been put in, and we'll put that in because we knew about that. There was also a couple outlets down in the basement that weren't put in for washer and dryer. So those are some of the things. Nothing really major, but we expected some issues, and sometimes it's a balancing act, and that's what we do. But the house was very pristine, really nice, well done, hardwood floors and granite, or it was quartz countertops. So it was just a beautifully well done house, and we've got so many compliments from builders and agents on the quality, and that's one of the things that we drive on, is really the quality, and we're very fanatical about that. So what we did is, after the one contract did not go through, we lowered the price by 10,000, and we still knew it was going to be still very high, and it was at 529,000 basically. So we had two offers on it, and as I said before, what we did is we wanted to have certain bonuses we always do for the buyer's agent. One of them is, if we get full asking or above, we'll give $2,000. And if it's under contract, usually within the first month, we'll give another 500. Now, a lot of individuals do not give those bonuses. It's just a straight number. We don't believe in that. One of the things that we do, and I consistently say, is we're trying to drive behavior. We're trying to drive behavior of the buyer when they see the house and they go, wow, I want this house because it's one of the nicest, or the nicest on the market in the area. So we're driving on that. The other thing we want to drive on from a behavior perspective is for agents to be incentivized to push and navigate the seller towards a higher price. It's just, that's the way it is. And a lot of times there is multiple offers coming in, so it just makes it easier. So with that being said, we had a bonus in there, and we had a couple of individuals that wanted to buy the house, and we went back and forth a couple of times. We do not like bidding wars per se. The reason is that we put a price in there, and that's the price we would like. We're not into going back and forth a lot. That's just not us. Now, for our clients, we'll do that, and we should do that. But for us, we pick a price, we know our profit margin, and we take it from there. One of the things that, you get into a bidding war, and then it might not appraise for what it should, and then you have an issue. Well, I'm coming out on a closeout on this segment, and I'll continue this in a minute. But again, you could reach us at 973-315-7990 or templarcashforhouses.com. So I'll be back in a couple minutes, and we'll continue with this. Thank you.
Life can be a roller coaster, and sometimes you need to sell your house fast. That's why there's TemplarBuysHouses.com. Maybe you're downsizing, getting a divorce, having health or financial issues. If so, head to TemplarBuysHouses.com. TEMPLAR BuysHouses.com. TemplarBuysHouses.com will buy your house quickly and without hassle. If you've inherited a house that is vacant, contact TemplarBuysHouses.com. Dealing with them is easy and quick. No high-pressure sales tactics, and you won't have to fix up the house. They will buy your house as is. You pick the closing date and when you move out. No commissions and no hassles. Contact TemplarBuysHouses.com. TEMPLAR BuysHouses.com with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Call 973-315-7990. That's 973-315-7990.
Be sure to listen to the podcast of the Templar Real Estate Talk Show. Find it now at TemplarBuysHouses.com.
Hello, welcome back to the Templar Real Estate Talk Show. My name is Joseph J. Zoppi, Managing Partner of Templar Real Estate Enterprises. You could reach us at 973-315-7990 or TemplarCashForHouses.com. That's TEMPLAR cashforhouses.com. That's one word. So as I was saying in the last segment, we're trying to influence behavior. One of the things that we like to do is have a great house. When everyone has if you see a nice house that you want to buy, the emotions around it, you want it. And again, there's a couple things behind that. Is that you go into a house, it looks like it's brand new, and you don't have to pay for a brand new house. So that's all good stuff. And the quality of the workmanship and all those things associated with it really garner that extra money that you're going to spend on it. So those are all good things. And you move in, it's move-in ready, the quality is there. We back everything in terms of the quality. So we influence the behavior that way. And we also influence the behavior on the broker side or the agent side, that they have different incentives to drive the price where we would like it. With that being said, we had a couple offers on it, and we took an offer that was $6,000 over our list price, and that was the adjusted list price of $529. So we came in at $535. Now, one of the things that we were not concerned about was really the inspection, because we knew, again, the quality was good. We already had a previous inspection by another company, and they found minor things, and we knew about most of those minor things. When we went under contract, one of the things we said is that we want the appraisal done first. Traditionally, after you come out of attorney review, you do the inspections, then the appraisal, because things might go sideways on the inspection. Well, we spoke to the agent and we says, if we're going to go under contract, we want the appraisal done first. And the reason for that is the appraisal and the process behind it takes 2 or 3 weeks. And we took the house off the market, and you could see it like within Zillow that it went off the market. And it went off once already with the original person that wanted to purchase the property. Because of that, there's always that question: what happened? Was there a problem with the inspection? That's the first thing they think. They don't think anything else. They just think it's based on the inspection. And there really was no issues with the inspection, but there's always that. Oh, what's going on? Is there a structural issue problem? There's some hidden problem. So we're always concerned when we go under contract if we have to take it out of contract and back on the market, because it always lends to those questions. So with that, we wanted to make sure that if we did have to put it on the market, we wanted to put it back on the market quickly. The other reason is that the individuals that had a backup offer, we could always went to them. But in this market, we didn't want to last like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then try to go back to them and see if they wanted it, because they might have already been under contract with another house. So we requested that an appraisal be done first, and the agent says, well, that's not normally done. And we always get that. We always get those questions, say, well, that's not normally how it's being done or how it's done. And That's right, because agents traditionally are very cookie cutter. They say, well, this comes first, this comes second, this comes third. It's not the way we do business. We do it based on the situation. And that's the way it should be done, but it's not done. I'll be point blank about that. Everybody wants the simple A comes first, then B, then C. It's not the way we do things. One of the things that we do look at is the situation. And most agents do not, and most individuals do not. It's very in the box. This is the way it's done. We don't believe staying in the box. We're always out of the box. So as a result of that, we expected the appraisal probably to be around 520, maybe 525. We had the appraisal done, and they said with preliminary numbers it was going to be $10,000 to $15,000 below what the contract price was of 535. So we knew it was going to be in there. So we said, okay, no problem with that. That's what we expected. It would have been a big difference if it was, instead of 520 or 525, it was 500. So you never know with the appraiser how they're going to look at it. Even though you would expect certain things, it doesn't always happen that way. So we're always apprehensive. They came back with that and they said, okay, we want to do the inspection. And the inspection came back, and then, there was again those minor issues that we expected and we saw. Then when we negotiated before they came back with the counter offer, I was talking to my staff and I said, I knew that we would get listing price. They would reduce it to listing price. I said, mark my words on that. They're not going to do below listing because there is a difference with the appraisal. I said, but we will do list price on this. And the reason for that is, which I felt, is that, again, we're influencing behavior. So we influence the behavior of the agent. Now, I don't know that for sure, but coincidentally, what they did is they reduced it to the full list price. And then what they did is, instead of doing any of the repairs, which is traditionally what's done, they said we just want $2,500 back. And I could have done one of two things. We could have said, and I was thinking about it, but I would not do it, is I said that we would reduce the price by $3,000. In the end, what would happen is that the agent would not get the bonus, which is $2,000, and we'd also have an additional $1,000. So in the end, we would make out better because we wouldn't be paying the $2,500. Our difference would have been $3,000 as opposed to $4,500, which was the $2,500 for the give backs, as well as the $2,000 bonus. But we don't play that way. The agent's done a good job. So, we accepted the offer as is. We just adjusted the price of the give backs from $2,500 to $2,000. I think we're just waiting on it. But we're fine with that. And it just makes life easier for us. We don't have to send anyone in to do any of the fixing and some of those things that are associated with it. It makes life easier. Even though it probably costs less money for us in the end, it's just simple and cleaner. And they get the money, and then they can do whatever they want with it when they purchase the house. And we'll just give them a check for $2,500. So it makes it very simple. But again, what we did is we influenced behavior, and we got really what we wanted. And we were very, very happy with that. And that's a big thing. And that's something that, people miss out on, and they don't understand, and they're worried about every single dollar. But sometimes when you spend the extra money, you get extra money in the end. So that goes into one of the other houses we're in the process of listing for a couple. It's their mom's house. She has dementia, so she's moved out, but it's a cute little house in Hackensack. And we did a walkthrough of it. It was technically, they were calling it a 3 bedroom, 1 bath. It's really a 2 bedroom, 1 bath because one of the rooms was a den and did not have a closet, so technically it's not a 3 bedroom. So what we did is they liked everything that we said to them. They liked our integrity and what we stand for, and we put them under contract. One of the things that they also liked is that I'm getting one of our crews to go in there for one day and install a closet, and they'll, frame it, put it up, and paint the room after it's all done because it was this bright pink or light pink, and we're not going to be able to match that because that hasn't been. It's about 20 years old, the paint on it, so we're never going to be able to match it no matter what because it's just faded a little bit. So we're going to paint it, the room, and it's going to be cute and looks nice, and we'll be able to garner more money for the seller because of that. And I have my crew; they'll go in, knock it out in a day. It'll probably be over 2 days, but it's about by the time everything dries and they have to come back, sand it, so on and so forth. But basically, they'll be in and they'll get a higher price for it. The house is very dated, but it's a cute house. It's clean, and it's just a nice house, but it's very outdated. But I think they're going to get a solid offer for it. It's in Hackensack. Bergen County's been very, very hot, and I don't know if they're going to get multiple bids and pricing more, so on and so forth. Everybody's just thinking that every house that's put on the market there's a pricing more. Well, there isn't. And as more houses go on the market, it's going to be less and less competitive. So that's a fact. And more houses are going on the market. So I'm always telling everyone to seize the opportunity when you could. The gravy train's not going to always be around. And I continue to say that and push it and say it on these broadcasts about it. We don't know where the market's going or where anything's going next year. When I was interviewed for the commercial real estate, that's one of the things we talked about. I am bearish on the economy. There's certain parts that are strong and they'll continue to be strong. Those companies like Amazon, they're very strong and they'll continue to be strong. There probably will be a pullback as associated with that, but that's definitely the case. And that's just the way it is. There will be a pullback. You can't continue to just go up on the stock market and never comes back and retraces at what they call as retrace or correction. It depends on how severe the pullback is. But I spoke to someone, it was about a month ago, 2 months ago, and their belief is just the stock market will continue to always go up. And that's not the case. That's very naive or ignorant. It doesn't happen that way. It's just like real estate. Real estate is not going to crater, and it's not going to be like it was in 2008. But there probably will be an adjustment, a correction with that and with the prices. That's just the way it's done. And for anyone to always think everything's going up and home price will always go up, that is not the case. There will be a correction, and then again it'll go back up. The issue is how deep of a correction there is for anything, whether it's the stock market or housing. But I do feel that it will happen. And I continue to preach on that, and I've probably preached on it for a very long period of time. We're in the biggest, longest bull market there is. So, at some point the bull's got to rest and, take a little snooze before it goes forward again. And that's one of the things we have to look at. Well, I'd like to close out everything. Thank you very much. Again, you could reach us at 973-315-7990 or TemplarCashForHouses.com. Have a great weekend. Take care. Peace and God bless. Thanks.
Life can be a roller coaster, and sometimes you need to sell your house fast. That's why there's TemplarBuysHouses.com. Maybe you're downsizing, getting a divorce, having health or financial issues. If so, head to TemplarBuysHouses.com. TEMPLAR BuysHouses.com. TemplarBuysHouses.com will buy your house quickly and without hassle. If you've inherited a house that is vacant, contact TemplarBuysHouses.com. Dealing with them is easy and quick. No high-pressure sales tactics, and you won't have to fix up the house. They will buy your house as is. You pick the closing date and when you move out. No commissions and no hassles. Contact TemplarBuysHouses.com. TEMPLAR BuysHouses.com with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Call 973-315-7990. That's 973-315-7990.
Be sure to listen to the podcast of the Templar Real Estate Talk Show. Find it now at TemplarBuysHouses.com.
The preceding program was paid for by Templar Real Estate. The views and opinions expressed are not necessarily those of the staff and management of WMTR. As always, it is advisable to consult a professional before making a major decision.